Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Abomination Goddess podcast. I am here with Casie Halseth. She is the author of Abomination Born. It is a fictional portrayal of her real life experiences in the mystical realms. Her action packed books are full of lessons, insights, and calls for other Abomination Born folks in the world to start connecting, which is what we do every week in our podcast. She is an award-winning public speaker, and I think that you'll find by watching this podcast and reading her books that she just effortlessly draws her audience into her world, both in her books and on the stage. So welcome, Casie. So happy to have
Yay.
you.
Thank you.
My name is Ashley Kim. I am the author of Villanera Goddess. It is a book that I wrote to help women on their journey to set boundaries, build confidence, and heal themselves. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era. I went through my journey alone, and I wrote this book so that you wouldn't have to go it alone, and I will be riding the crazy roller coaster with you. Yay. All right.
Cool.
And then finally, today's special guest is Stephanie Brown. Welcome. She
Hello.
is the author of The Modern Totemist. She is also an amazing artist and an educator whose work blends anthropology, magic, and metaphysical disciplines. Look at that book. Isn't it beautiful? Yes. Oh, Casie, yeah, Casey's getting her out too. She crafts fine art and original metaphysical tools that combine natural elements and primitive themes to honor the earth in both aesthetics and in function. Stephanie is a practitioner of eclectic paganism, neo-shamanism, and modern totemism. How cool is this? And she has been a worker of animal magic for most of that time. So, welcome, Stephanie. We are
Thank
so,
you.
so, so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay, so we start our podcast with a show and tell. And so I
Okay.
am going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. And hold on a second. Sorry. Okay. Oh, can you see that okay?
Yep. Yep, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Casie, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I just have two things today. I purchased this book. It's called An Activity Book, Bloodthirsty and Bewitched for Strange and Unusual Adults. And so I have been trying to get off my phone more in the evening time when my brain wants to shut down. And so I found this creepy little fun book. And so it just has like different puzzles and things that you can do on the inside. I have found that every single person in my family enjoys doing it with me as well. So if you're looking for family time, and then this is the back cover, and I'm showing this only because the website was called Boardwalk. And then that's where I got this book. But it has been so fun. We have not even noticed like how much time we're not watching TV and playing on our phones and doing all of that. So I just had to share that in case anyone else likes creepy little activities.
Yeah, that looks really good. I tried to find it on Amazon. It's not on Amazon.
No, it's only on that Boardwalk website. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And they have a few others too, but that one, of course, was like right up my alley. Okay. So then the other thing I wanted to show, my mom had went to Michigan towards the northern part, and she was walking, the beaches and everything, and she found fossils, which are so cool. But this is one of them. This is what the top looks like, or top or the bottom, I guess. I don't know. Um, the side you can't see it that well, but you can kind of see the grooves. So I don't know if this was like a spine or I'm not sure. But it is so cool. And so of course my 6-year-old latched onto this, so it's in her bedroom right now. But yeah, I just had to show
That is
our
awesome.
fossil. Yeah, and when you hold it, you can feel it. You feel something with it. And I think that's why
Yeah.
my 6-year-old was like, I'm not letting this go ever. And so it goes, if she's out in the living room, she brings it out with her. If she goes back into her bedroom, she puts it back in there with her. So it's definitely traveling around with her. So yeah, that's our newest thing. So, oh,
I like it. Very nice.
thank you. Thank you. All right. Casie, what do we want to start with?
How about the picture of the store?
Uh-huh. This one right here.
Yeah.
Let me make it bigger.
This weekend, Al and I went to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and we visited the Four of Wands metaphysical shop. It is fabulous store. And Stephanie, you should contact them and see about getting your book in their store, because I didn't see your book in the store, and I forgot to talk to her about that.
I
Um,
have spoken with her in the past about both my
okay.
book and my goods. So
Okay, good.
The
Great,
goods.
great. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
that's
really lovely
awesome.
shop, and she gives classes in there. It's just a wonderful shop.
Nice.
And then you can see all the loot that I got.
Yeah, sorry, that was a
You want to start
yeah,
with you want to start with the cards? Hmm.
yes, let's start with the cards. Is that this one, or do you want to
There's
show
the
the
box.
outside?
Let's go to the box first.
Okay.
I got the Woodland Wardens tarot deck. It is just the most beautiful thing. And then you can go to the cards next. They
These
they
are
are just
beautiful.
great. Yes, it's
Oh, I
just
love them.
wonderful.
nice.
They have a
Little
nice
mouse.
feel to them too.
Mm-hmm.
Some tarot decks are kind of they don't feel good in my hands, and these feel good in my hands, and I like that
Oh,
too.
nice. Yeah.
So I'll be
Always
Oh,
nice
there's
working
to see
these.
working with them. Yes.
Oh, I
She had
love it.
just got she had just gotten them in, and she was hadn't even put them on the shelf yet, and I just grabbed it.
You knew it's supposed to be yours.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Those are beautiful.
They were. And then I got some rose water. For some people who don't use who find it difficult to use sage or things like that to cleanse, to spiritually cleanse your
Mhm.
things, rose water works really well. And that reminds me, I've mentioned this before, that when Al's mom died and her spirit and all of her friends' spirits, they came to me, and they were having this big party in heaven, kind of thing. Well, the roses came down, and there was the smell of roses. And so that also tells me that it's true. Rose water is pure joy. So, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I
that's
have
another
a
thing.
rose water spray that I take with me when we go to hotels or Airbnbs.
That's a
But
very good idea.
yeah.
And then picture of the my turtle thing there. Actually, it's not the turtle that I'm pointing out. It's the selenite wand that I got.
Mhm. That is
I just
big. Yeah.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I love
Uh,
that.
yeah, it's just as soon as I saw it, I just had to have it.
Yeah, definitely. What is
And
this
she's sitting on
square stone?
that is pyrite. That's
Oh,
pyrite.
sorry to interrupt you. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
That
yeah,
is,
pyrite comes in different forms, and that when it has a crystalline shape that's squared like that. It's just naturally in the ground like that.
oh wow, I did not know that. That is so cool.
Yeah, you can find it another way. It'll also be circular and different. It'll move itself around different things. But
Yeah,
that's
oh
it has
cool.
it does come in that structure as well.
That is so cool. All right, sorry I interrupted you.
No, no, that's all right.
Awesome. I like it. So you got a selenite wand this
Uh-huh. And
weekend
then
too?
then go to the oh yeah, I got some other stone there too. Oh, you can
Oh,
go to
go
that. Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yeah,
This one?
sure. I didn't get this. Al got that. She had a little bowl of like little eggs, and they were celestite eggs.
Mhm.
And of course, all the blues, for me anyway, all the blues have to do with communication. And this is a particularly good one for communication. So
Nice.
Al
Ooh,
was particularly drawn to that one. He keeps that in
yeah.
his pocket.
Oh, I love that.
And that picture of all the stones and things there is, you'll see the bowl that she had them in. There's the down at the bottom, see the
Oh,
bowl.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, nice. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I can see how I'd be drawn to that.
yeah. It kind of matches eyes.
Yeah. Wow, they have a lot of cool stuff there. And then is this
Yeah,
their
yeah, that's
um
their website. Yeah.
cool, their hours?
And
Nice.
then go to the almanac. I also picked up the almanac for next year. Um,
Wait, where's that? What?
right next to the
Oh,
parrot picture. There you go.
yeah, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Friday Friday Gladheart, she's just wonderful.
Mhm.
She puts out this. fabulous almanac every year, and as soon as I saw it, I picked it up because why not? It's so helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's beautiful too.
So I'm all set for next year.
Hmm. Yay.
And then
Oh,
I
yeah.
had one page with I wrote on that one, yeah. Some upcoming events. So October 2nd, the Andromeda Galaxy will be in view. You'll be able to see it. So if you're looking up, I believe it'll be in the north. If you look in the north, just above the horizon at, after it gets dark, I think you'll be able to see it with your natural eyes. You won't even need binoculars, I don't think. And then October
Really?
6th, yeah, yeah. If we lived in Arizona, we'd be able to see it really easy, probably,
Yeah.
in the high desert. October 6th is the harvest supermoon. It'll be the largest moon of the year. So that's one where the moon comes really close.
Hmm.
Already last night, I could see the moon and it was so bright, and it's just the first quarter moon.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the
And then
first quarter
just
moon.
a reminder that on October 21st, it's Orion meteor shower, and that's the remnants of the Halley's Comet. And again, you look in the north, right above the horizon, north, make it northeast. Yeah, northeast, and just above the horizon, you should be able to see uh,
Okay.
the beginnings of all the comets coming down. And then as
Yeah.
the night goes on, it goes higher in the sky, but that's how that starts off.
That was so cool. Oh, I love it. Lots of good things. Okay.
And then the rest we can leave till we talk
Okay.
with Stephanie.
Okay. I'll bring it up then. Okay. All right. Okay, Stephanie, I think it's your turn. What do we want to start with?
Okay. Well, we can start with it's one of the two little bone-shaped things that I'm holding, the long one,
Oh
that one.
yeah.
Yeah. So what that is this has become sort of my talisman of interviews and public speaking. This is
Oh,
it was a gift that was given to me by actually my air totem, and of course air, being related to communication and speech and clarity and all that good stuff. I think this is might be a rabbit bone. I'm not sure exactly what creature it was, but it was um the crows that come to eat at our bird feeder left it in the basket where I put the peanuts, and it was already completely clean. Like it was already dry and completely clean when it was in there. All
nice.
I did was
Wow.
add the little wood burning on it. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
What a
this
nice
They
is
brought you
gift.
a gift.
a nice little
Yeah.
gift from the birdies. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I always have that whenever I speak to try to help keep me focused and make sure everything that
Yeah.
I say is nice and clear and understandable. So,
Oh, that is wonderful.
That's a good
I love,
idea. Yeah.
yeah,
all right.
love it.
Let's see. Let's see. And now the other little bone thing is just wanted to point that out because I want some people have it in this idea in their heads that when you start working with animal magic and totem magic that you need to have like actual real pieces of the animals, like that's necessary. And I don't necessarily think that's true. So what this is a high quality replica of a jaguar claw that
Mm.
is made for, I believe it's intended for people who do like taxidermy and stuff like that, but it's cast off of a real one. And I like to have this as an example of, especially if you're working with totem animals where it's not ethical to have something
Yeah.
or bone or whatever, you can get some pretty neat stuff if you're creative. So I tend to have this with me too to remind me of my jag totem. Um,
Oh,
Yeah. I love
yeah.
that. And that is helpful to know. I think that
yeah.
is, something that people do need to know.
Good idea.
So we can probably look at the cards next, the card spread. I put this in here. I did I drew some cards for this
Ooh.
podcast, and it was actually so ridiculously just plain and on the nose that I found it hilarious. Like obviously the two ladies up there, that's you two. I think Casie is the one with all the red, the one on the upper left, and then Ashley is the one on the upper right. And then down below that is me, who's going to be hopefully talking about animal stuff and
Mhm,
shamanic stuff.
mhm.
That's like
That is really
no,
cool.
no additional information to give me, huh, cards? Okay, so I thought that was funny.
That
So,
is very
It's
good.
fun. Yeah, sometimes I am like, huh, okay.
yep,
Yes.
there we go. Okay.
Yep, I love it.
Uh, let's see, what else did I give you? The one with all the bags is also on the tabletop there. Just sharing a little bit also of how I do my totemism, my totem magic. I've got a special bag that I've sewn for each of my totems, or as well as animals, spirits that I work with regularly, so that I can fill each of them with little gifts that they've given
Yeah,
me or that I've given them, or signs that I've picked up, or just things that the energy vibes. And it's just the way that I keep it all kind of sorted. And then if I need to have their energy close at hand, I can just bring the little bags out. And so that I've got all the bags with me here as well. Just now
yeah,
their contents are kind of between me and the totem, but I thought I could show the
yeah,
outsides of the bags
yeah.
uh, to
That's a
introduce you
This
very
to
good
is, yeah,
idea.
yeah,
it.
this is so smart.
That's
Yeah, I love
genius.
this.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, it is so cool.
Yeah.
I bet even just picking them up feels great.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And if I want
Mm-hmm.
to commune or work with one of those totems, I don't necessarily have to like get into the bag. I can just take the bag and just hold it and feel the combination of all that energy together.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love this.
Let's see. So we can go to the book. I thought I'd
The
just
cover?
like about the book that I'm reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
What this is just such a cool, super cool concept is whenever, if you guys had a chance to look at my paintings, my style of art that I do.
Mhm.
I've always been interested in cave art and prehistoric art and pictographs and all those different things. I like to try and understand, or at least pretend like I maybe understand what those people were trying to communicate, right? And so
Yeah.
this author, this anthropologist, she, rather than looking at the main subject of a lot of the rock art, specifically in Ice Age Europe, she's looking at all of the little symbols that tend to be like around the art. If there's a picture of like a
Yeah.
bison, there's usually all these different little signs around it. And she came to the realization that there's really not a lot of work that's been put into understanding what the little symbols mean. They kind of
Mhm.
get overlooked in people looking at just the art itself. And so she's put together all this work where there are she is theorizing that they aren't just little doodles, that they may actually have meaning, like as a type of not quite written language yet, and not a comprehensive written language, but that each of the symbols may have. And that's pretty legit, because we know that's really true of a lot of the symbols that were used like in native North America by the indigenous Americans.
Mhm.
So this
Wow.
really struck me, as I thought, dang, how interesting and cool would it be if I really get to know these 30 something symbols and then made an oracle deck on it.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
That's going to
Yeah.
be a huge project, because not only do I have to get to know and one of the other pictures is the symbols that she came up with. Um, but then I would have to do the artwork that would accompany it. So this may take me a while.
Yeah.
Um, but just so that everybody knows kind of what I'm working on right now,
Yeah.
I'm kind of on a hyper focus on this. So we'll see. It may take me a couple years, because like I said, I got to do the art on top of the research
Right.
part. And it may
Oh,
then go ahead and include some symbols that may not just be unique to Europe, but that might be consistent globally, like
mhm.
the handprint and some of these other things that you see everywhere in
Yeah.
dark artwork. So
Yeah. This is awesome.
That's
Oh,
what I'm doing
I
right
got
now.
chills on this. I cannot wait.
I, I'm totally into symbols. I just
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely love
really.
symbols.
yeah,
I think one of the other pictures was the back of the book, just in case anybody wanted like the info on who the author is and
yeah.
who published it.
Genevieve von Petzinger.
Hmm.
Yeah, so cool.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, this book looks amazing.
Yeah, I
Yes,
just got it. I'm still in like the second chapter. I haven't gotten too
yeah,
far in it, but yeah, yeah.
when I first saw the cover, it did remind me of you right away. I was like, oh, did she write another book? And then I
Yeah,
saw the
This
yeah,
seems like
the
my
author.
thing, yeah.
yes.
For sure. So while I was putting together my photos of favorite things, yesterday my little companion River gave me two very lovely gifts. That's River right there. But she
Hi,
gave me two
River.
feathers. She gave me a tail feather and a wing
Oh,
feather.
oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
So, and it's one of
Yeah,
her very special wing feathers. She has only a few that have that like rainbow bit in it. So I have them right
yeah,
here with me. So her gift is well
yeah.
appreciated. And then
Yes,
I put some pictures of River in there so you could see
yes.
what she looks
But
like.
oh,
Those are
I
my
can't
favorite.
get over
We
her.
had spaghetti the other night, and she said, "Oh, don't mind if I do."
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Mama's a softie and won't chase me out, and I am. I'm a
Yep.
softie. She had
Oh,
a couple
she is
rites of
so
passage.
precious. Look at how beautiful she is.
She is pretty. Yes.
My little girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Aw. All right, let me pull up this one of her real quick.
yeah, that's
Um, she's just so sweet looking. Look.
no.
Oh, beautiful.
She's my
Awesome.
baby, my
Yeah.
chicken. All
Awesome.
right, so I
Okay,
think
did
that's
we
all of
get through
mine.
everything? Okay.
I think so.
Well,
Yeah.
this was a good one today. Fun, fun. All right. Back to us. Okay. All right. Well, I did prepare just a few questions for you.
Mhm.
In Casey, I don't know
Absolutely.
if you have any, if you have any too, you can just shout them out and so I don't hog all the time here. But um, so the first one I saw and on your website, and you had brought up as well, just answer that you went to school to be an anthropologist. Like,
Hmm.
what kind of tell me about that journey for you? Like, this is so fascinating, and I know that like kind of took you into the rest of your journey as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, enter me as a teenager in the late 90s, figuring out who I am.
Yep.
And I actually happened to run across the Earth's Children book series by Jean Aul, which is like Clan of the
Yeah,
Cave Bear, and everybody kind of
I know. I loved your books.
a lot of people in our community are familiar with them. But what it is it's a very well informed work of historical fiction about Ice Age Europe, and that kind of both formed who I am in my spiritual life, but it also ignited my interest in archaeology, which is a subdiscipline of anthropology as a whole. So that was what I ended up pursuing at the undergraduate level was anthropology, and I was also fortunate enough to get to work. I used to live up in Bentonville, Arkansas, and there's a really, really nice museum of Native American history there that I
Yes, I've
worked
been there. It's wonderful.
for 8 something years. And so in a lot of ways, my paganism informed my archaeology career, and my archaeology career informed my paganism. And
Mhm.
it's now kind of one big blob of information in my head. Um, and then when that career path ended, I just kind of decided to pursue being an artist in which full time the opportunity seemed right. And here I am 20 something years
Yeah.
after that.
Sitting on a
So
podcast. Here we are.
it,
Yeah.
yes,
And for those who don't know, pagan in Latin means people of the land.
yes, it
Oh, I
does.
did not know that. Yeah. That is
Yes.
so cool.
Mhm.
Nice. And then one of my so we have kind of a bunch of split audiences for our podcast, but one of them are people like me who are still learning to kind of let go of not being able to trust yourself, or or like
Sure.
leaning into, is this a sign or is this my anxiety, like just kind of
Yeah.
my overactive brain or whatever. And so I like to ask, like, as you're getting into like learning more about animal totems and things like that, what, and if you can even remember this far back, but what was it when at first it kind of got you into it of like, yes, this is it, or I definitely want to learn more about this, or like this is starting to make an impact and I want to learn more, if that question makes sense.
Well, let's see, back in my college days, one of my anthropology professors was a serious practitioner of core shamanism, which is its own kind of spiritual discipline. But at any rate, doing the work that I did with her on a spiritual level, I started getting some communications with animal spirits, and kind of working slowly and thinking, okay, what is its message for me? Why are we having this communication? And then towards the very end of my college career is when I met my now husband, Scott, and it turned out that he was already on a path of paganism that was rooted in animal totems. And so, telling
Wow.
him about the experiences I had had, he kind of helped, said, well, that might be those might be totems, and let's work together and pool what we know. And honestly, that's culminates in that big yellow book that you're holding, Casie. I mean, that's both of us working together, taking what we know about totems and then what we have learned both independently and together about totems,
Mhm.
bouncing ideas off of each other, doing ritual together, having very long conversations about books we've read or conversations we had with other people, before we put together, like, yeah, this makes sense. This works for us.
Yeah.
Because we're both in our spirituality, we like to keep things simple, right? Like, so we both came into paganism in the like late 90s, mid 90s, where the whole thing was people picking like a patron god and goddess from some culture. I don't know if you guys know about that, but I've never felt like that was it for me. Like, I work with the Earth Mother and the Green Lord, or Father Son, and Scott, he says, at his core, he still is a monotheist in that he just believes that, in one divinity with many faces. And so we're drawn to, maybe I'll define it as pre-cultural magic. Like, it doesn't belong to any known culture. It's like
Yeah.
it's older than the cultures we know.
Yeah.
So the totemism really resonates with that, right? Like, I say
Yep.
in my book, different cultures have their way for working with animal spirits, and it's kind of between you and that culture whether you feel like it's cool for you to use that method. But the animal magic itself belongs to everybody. It's like working with herbs or crystals, or the spirit of working with the stars or the sun magic. Like, that's for everybody. That's
Yeah.
primordial. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to teach. That's what I want to offer to people. And I
Yeah.
hopefully that wasn't more information than you were
No, that
looking
was,
for.
yeah, no, that was perfect. Yeah, I love that. And I like how getting started into learning something,
Mhm.
for me anyway, and it sounds like maybe for you, it kind of starts as an experience and then you start
Mhm.
looking into it. Like maybe you say something to one person and then it
Right.
snowballs into, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be learning and, this is for me. And I love that.
Mhm.
Throughout her book, I underlined all over the place. And one of those pages that I had was the totems represent who you are, where you are, and how you fit into this life. So it's not like you come across an animal that you see and that's speaking to you, the
Mhm.
animal, maybe there's a message for you or something. She
Mhm.
doesn't mean that. She means who you are. And
Mhm.
I see it like it's in my DNA. It's
Mhm.
it's 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 in the blood. It's really who I am. And I've got these, she breaks it into nine, and I have these different nine animals inside me. And as I have a weakness in myself, I can go to that animal and have help with that
Mhm.
particular issue that I'm having.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's it. That's what I find so, at least for me, that's so satisfying about it, because, the more deeply you truly get to know yourself, it gets to a place that reminds me of like Taoism, where it's just like the you're not fighting against the current of existence. You're not trying to make change in everything around you. You can focus your effort on things that really matter by instead looking at yourself and saying, I'm going to choose the way I react to things. I'm going to go with the flow. And you can do that by getting to know your totem animals, to know how you're going to react to things, what your instinct is going to tell you in certain situations, right? And you know where your conflicts are, because you don't just have one voice, you have 9 voices and they all have opinions. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, go ahead, Casie. Sorry.
I was going to say, that's where I will do like a mind map kind of thing when I just feel like I've got all these ideas or all these things coming into my head, and that's the totems. That's these different parts of me putting in their two cents, and
yeah.
I just get it down. I just write it down. I just write it down. Don't even think. I just let them all I just brain dump it down onto paper, and that way they all feel like they've had their say. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's similar to one of the semi-daily kind of devotional practices that I do, which is to check in with each of them and Sana just kind of say, I see you, I recognize you. Because not all of mine always feel comfortable raising their hand and like shouting their opinion. Some of them are quieter than others. I say, no, I want to hear what you have to say. And even if you have nothing to say, I see you and we're still good. I don't necessarily always write it down, but it's good, because I'm remembering that that's part of me. If
Mhm.
I neglect, for example, to check in with my lady totem, which is my divine feminine energies, that what that means is that I'm not checking in with my feminine self. I'm not listening to her. So
Mm-hmm.
even if she's content to stay quiet, it's good to just say, okay, I see you. We still good? How you doing, girl?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
um,
That's my monthly when I'm doing my manicure. I do my
Mhm,
manicure and pedicure, and
mhm,
I color my hair or something. I take my time and I'm pampering her.
mhm. Oh, I love that.
mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. Yeah, so one of the things that I was reading your book
mhm,
description and then just telling people that you were coming on the podcast, but I'm going to read this, but part of the description was find your totem animal spirits and let them guide you to deeper relationships, invaluable personal insights, and a creative spiritual life you will love.
mhm,
And I think this podcast is perfect timing for so many people right now
mhm,
because I tell people that you're coming onto the podcast and I don't think that they understand like the true significance of what finding your animal totems, like what
mhm,
that means. So, of course, like from my end, the response I would get is like, oh, a spirit animal. Like I've
mhm,
always liked owls or, whatever. But it's like, no, you're choosing these elemental totems or you're understanding how it helps you understand yourself. Like it is deeper. And it it is to help you understand yourself and to help guide yourself, which I think right like literally right now today I've gotten so many text messages from other people that are like, I don't know what's going on and something's missing and I don't know how to look into it, all those things. And I think that's why this podcast is perfect, today is
mhm. If I
yeah.
could interject real quick, you're on
Yes.
on your choice of word though. Now, in
Yeah.
mine and my husband's path of totemism, again, the different cultures and different people have their different understanding, but the way we have come to understand it is you don't get to choose the 9 totems. They are with you since you're born, and
Yeah.
as little baby you grows up into kid you, grows up into teen you, into adult you, as your personality develops, the totems develop, but you don't get to choose what they are. So the book helps you uncover what yours are.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, the distance between 2 points is a straight line. Like a lot of people already have a favorite animal, and it turns out that that's a prominent totem. Like that energy has
Yeah.
been speaking to you already. It shouldn't be too big of a mystery. So somebody who goes, man, just owls, man,
Yeah.
those are my creature. Okay, that might be a good place to start. But
Yeah.
then ask, okay, what kind of owl? There's so
Yeah.
many, and they're all different, you know. So
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
different
I
things
love
to
that.
teach you for sure. So
Yep.
um
Yeah. Thank you.
sure, absolutely. And we do also hold animal spirits can speak to you for other reasons. We use the vocabulary spirit guide when we're talking about like an outside spirit comes to you and you work with it, but it's not part of you. It's not a totem. So you can have both types of interactions happening in your world. So
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. No, that is helpful. Thank you. And yeah, and I didn't word it well, and I appreciate that. But
Yeah,
I think that's why it is so fascinating, is it is and I don't know the correct term for this, but it's a very structured thing. It's already in you, right? And you are discovering that. And I
yeah.
think that from my point of view and some of the people I've been talking with, that seems very important to me of it's in you and you're discovering it and you're understanding yourself and how you work. And I think that is so needed right now.
And I
Absolutely.
didn't know about this until I read her book. I hadn't realized, I hadn't really thought that the animal was in me,
Hmm.
and I've always spoken with other spirit animals. I mean, I can't practically walk past a dog without it talking to me. So that's so it, when I read her book, I was like, oh, is that what's going on inside? This is the inside me. And I didn't have a name for it. I don't know that I would have called it totem, because there, it could be confused with so many other things. And then again, I'm thinking, oh well, it is a totem. And so, okay, I can see why. I went back and forth with all this as I was reading her book. And she covers all this. She helps you argue through these things, as the way she writes it. And it felt right, as I was going through there. Yes, that is within me. And then
Hmm.
she says too that they are surrounding you. It's they go around you like an orb around you. And I remember my grandma always saying to pay attention to the direction that the information is coming from. So, she would, if it came from here or this way or that way or this way. And then she could also tell by the timing of an event that would happen according to where the information came to her, where she either saw it or heard it coming in. And I thought, oh, I wonder if that was coming from her inner totem animal
Um,
telling her. And that's how, and so I'm going to be really paying attention to the direction that the information comes in, how it comes towards me.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
wonderful.
beautiful. I mean, the way I write about it in my book reflects my relationship to the six directions and then what element I attach to it. I will point out that, as you get to know both yourself and your relationship to the type of magic, different people kind of have their totems arranged, organized slightly differently. So your mileage might vary compared to how mine is. I point out in my book, like my husband's way of understanding it, he wants let's see, he wants fire to be opposite water, and I have air opposite water. But it's another one of those things, like when you have it figured out, it'll just all the pieces will kind of settle and you'll go, this
Yeah.
way. um
I have mine your way too.
okay, but there are different ways of understanding
Yes,
it. It
there
doesn't have
are.
to be a
Yes.
Wiccan way. That's just kind of how mine worked out. But um there's a lot of, you'll know when you know, in totemism. I can't
Mhm.
tell you. You just kind of have to futz with it until you go, that way. Okay.
And I get the sense that these parts of me are going to be the way that they want to be anyway. So, so I'm just, when I'm going in, I'm looking at who they are and why they chose that position.
Mhm.
Not, you know, telling them, well, you should be over here, or should be over there.
Mhm.
I'm more like, appreciating that they're over there and they know why they're there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, ultimately, this is about you getting to know the details of you. You have
Yeah,
final say over
yeah.
how it goes and how it's organized. I tell people that in regards to, like, let's say they've gotten a reading from somebody who, whether that's a Native American person or whether that's a witchy person or whatever, who says you've got such and such animal around you, or that's what your dream means. Like, okay, well, does that sound right? If it does, then they might be right. If it doesn't, you get to you get to tell me about your soul. I don't get to tell you about your soul, right? Does that make sense? So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. And one of the things too that, and I was even putting together, and so I was going through some of your information was the whole understanding the totem helps you understand yourself. And so looking at the animal and, what environment are they living in? Are they solitary? Are they, group, things like that. Can
Right.
you speak on that just a little bit more? Because I don't know why my brain didn't put that together until I read it, and I was like, well, duh. But
Absolutely. So when people first start looking at like the concept of this, spirit guide animal or power animal or whatever, you run into the idea that all animals kind of are in these neat little categories. Like you'd say someone has deer as their totem, or someone has eagle as their totem. Like, and that's supposed to mean all of them somehow, but that's not the way we work with totems. We recognize that every species that's out there has different information to communicate, right? So there's a big difference between having a reindeer as a totem or having a good old, mule deer totem. Or, there's thousands of different types of deer. And we start to realize, yeah, they live in different environments, which means they deal with different climates and different threats. They eat different types of food. They live in different types of social structures. So all of that translates into the instincts they give you, the advice they give you, their overall vibe of their energy is going to be unique, which makes sense because it's talking about you as a unique individual, right? So it's not enough to just say you have an eagle totem. So, well, what kind of eagle? Is this like a harpy eagle or what? There's
yeah,
so many different types. Part of how you can start then differentiating its uniqueness is, I call it in my book, the five identifying questions, and that's what you're talking about. It's habitat, is it a predator, prey, or scavenger animal? Is it a small, medium, or large animal? All of this translates into useful information about how it interacts with its world and how it interacts with other animals too is kind of important. It's how it's going to interact with your other totems. It's how it's going to
yeah,
tell you to interact with other people. You
yeah,
know, uh,
yeah.
if if you've got a male mule deer, he's going to tell you go headbutt something. Whereas if you have a small rabbit, it's going to tell you, well, better hide until you know it's safe. That kind of thing. It's going to have much different opinion to share with you. And
Mhm.
that just makes so much more sense to me than trying to for the way we use animal magic. That's
Yeah,
not to talk about anybody else's magic. I know there's lots of different ways to do it, but
yeah.
uh,
No, I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, to when I was reading that, it made so much sense. So for
Mhm.
me, I have a ram that keeps showing up.
Mhm.
And, and I was researching like spiritual meanings, blah, blah, blah. Not
Mhm.
once was I like, well, I should just learn more about them in general. And
Absolutely.
the other thing I wasn't doing was paying attention to when the ram shows up,
Mhm.
his surroundings. And I was like, like looking back, I'm like, oh, he always has snow blowing around him. But I just ignored it. Like I didn't even think about that until, I was looking through these things.
Right,
I was
right.
like, yeah, so there are so many more details and other things to learn. And yeah, I think that it is so helpful.
I
And the
mean,
arrangement.
yes.
I've pretty much been working on getting all my animals. I've been going in and touching into all these different animals, but I've been working on this about not a year yet, but almost. And I s- I haven't got the arrangement yet for sure. Where are they for sure? Because they'll move on me.
Yeah.
They haven't, they're not in that. Yeah. So I'm getting there.
I always like to say I'm in the camp of, as a possessor of divine will, I can ask the spirit world any question I want. It doesn't mean they're obligated to answer when I ask the question. And so when you start working with your totems, they may have decided you're not ready to know everything that they have to tell
Yes,
you, like where they
that's right.
are in their position,
Yeah,
or even whether something is truly a totem or is just a long-term spirit guide kind of a
right.
situation. And that is frustrating for me. One of the things that I find really hilarious is that, I do talk about my personal totems in the book, and literally within maybe 48 hours of when I told myself, okay, I am finished with this book, it is done, three of my totems gave me critical information that I was wrong about what spirit, what animal they were. And I don't know whether that's because writing the book gave me insight about myself, or whether maybe I shared a little too much of myself in the writing and they wanted to wait until after it was done to give me some information
Yeah.
that was to maybe remain a secret. I don't know for sure, but I found that um
That's
rather
interesting.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yes. So oh yeah, so let's see here. Um Talking about it, I mean, I think a lot of us, when we hear animal magic or animal totem magic, we think about this
Yeah,
standby,
Ted
which is Animal
Andrews.
Speak by Ted Andrews. And a lot of what he deals with is, to me, it's a type of geomancy. It's a type of divination, reading signs in the land. Instead of reading the land itself, you're reading the animals on the land. But that's the whole, I saw a hummingbird today. What does that mean? Like, it as almost the same
Yeah,
way if you drew a card in tarot, what does that mean for me?
Yeah.
And that's related to this, but that's not the same thing as this. I mean,
Mhm.
the hummingbird inside me is saying this.
mhm,
That would be the difference, coming from
right.
inside.
And of course, anytime you look up, like in a dictionary of animal sighting meanings, including Ted Andrews and other people, keep in mind that that's that person's interpretation of a certain cultural meaning to an animal
Mhm.
that may not be perfectly accurate to the animal itself.
Mhm.
Um, to circle back on what I write in the book, think about how wolf is portrayed in Native American lore, where wolf is like an admirable hunter. He's a noble teacher, kind of a character, whereas in European mythology, he's big bad wolf. It's like, okay, actually, both of those are accurate, but incomplete to
Mhm.
learning who wolf truly is, gray wolf, timber wolf. And going back to what you were saying, Ashley, yeah, actually, just looking up a scientific source, start with Wikipedia and then like branch out from there and learn absent of cultural lens of what the animal is and who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love all
And
of
then
this.
and then those are the things that are us, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Oh yeah, you've got that nature or whatever. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've got the claws. Don't mess with
Absolutely.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Pull out my er.
Yep.
Yes.
I cannot believe how huge that thing is.
Yeah, it makes me think of in Jurassic Park when he's playing with the Velociraptor claw.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I love it. Awesome. Okay. So, anybody wanting to learn more, obviously start with the book,
mhm.
and then you do host classes. Are those mostly like in person, or
Oh.
do you do online classes, or what do you do?
I am open to the idea of doing online classes, but I have yet had enough interest of enough people
Okay.
at any given time to organize one.
Yeah.
These days, look for me. I'm always at the Enchanted events and Central Arkansas, and I try to keep my webpage updated with what events I'm going to be at. I try to teach totemism either in a formal workshop or just informally if you'd like to come to my vending booth and chat with me. Obviously, I will talk your ear right off about totems if you're interested in it.
Yeah.
People are also welcome to just email me and shoot me questions if that's I'm open to that too. So,
Yeah. And would it be your Gmail address or do you have a like a different business address?
the Gmail address is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We can
Yeah,
list that in the notes,
that'd be
in the
great.
show
Yeah,
notes. Yeah. And
absolutely.
then remind us what your website is again.
It's paintedcavestudio.com. Painted Cave
Yes.
Studio is my art business. So,
Yep.
uh,
Awesome. Yeah. And then are you on Etsy too? Did I make that
oh
up?
yeah.
Or okay, I thought
I
okay.
have a pretty robust Etsy shop where you can
Okay.
get most of my fine art and a lot of my metaphysical tools and magical tools that I've made.
Yeah.
All shows up
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So,
I was
yeah.
thinking I went down that rabbit hole, but then I was like,
Mhm.
maybe I made it up. Okay. Yeah. That is
She has a
awesome.
wonderful booth at these events.
Mhm.
Oh, I
It's
can't,
just
yeah, I can't
all
even
kinds of
imagine.
wonderful things.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
joining
having
us.
me. Yay.
Is there, looking back on our conversation, anything big we missed that you feel like the audience should know, or do you feel like we kind of covered the basics and getting started and
I mean, I think we've mostly covered the basics. I mean, I think more people might be interested in pursuing totem work than they might feel comfortable with. I do want to let people know if it wasn't clear. I am not reimagining some Native American tradition. This is
No,
one that we
yeah.
have created through personal experience, and it is informed by research that we've done, which includes First Nation contributions, but it is again not, we've not appropriated this from anybody else. So if you feel drawn to work with personal animal totems and you're not a First Nations person or from a culture that provides you with a cultural context from which to approach this, uh, come on down to Modern Totemism that we've created, and we'll give you a path to get to know your animal self.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So,
It feels right. It just feels right.
mhm.
Yeah.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
and you had said something earlier about and I don't remember how you said it, but it's kind of like you're taking the knowledge that is like the old original knowledge
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
bringing that back out. And there isn't really like necessarily, maybe there is like a term for that, but
Mhm.
I feel like that's when we know, like that's when it speaks to your soul and to your body is it's that
Yeah.
original knowledge that
It's like
we kind of lost along the
pre-cultural.
way.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's
It's
Yeah.
something that
natural.
I think of as like all of humanity's birthright. It's
Yeah.
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 So
It's in our DNA.
mhm.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. And that's exactly what your book does is it helps us get that back because I feel like it's there. We just not all of us
Exactly.
remember it or know how to, know what to do with it. And so, yeah, I love that.
Well, the world is just there's nothing on the planet that we aren't part of.
Mhm.
Everything is part of us and we're part of everything on the planet.
Mhm.
And so why wouldn't we have animals
Mhm.
inside of us that were
Absolutely.
part of us?
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Yay. All right. Okay, Stephanie, stay on. I'm going to end the recording and
Okay.
thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me so much.
Oh, this was
Yes, I
great.
loved
Thank
it.
you.